What if I told you that the way a woman truly feels about you is rarely revealed in words, but in whispers of behavior that most men completely miss? Here at the Modern Stoic, we believe life speaks in quiet signals before it shouts. And when it comes to love, those signals are everywhere, if you know how to look. The truth is, a woman who secretly loves you rarely comes out and says, "I love you." Instead, she reveals it through small, deliberate actions, tiny choices that expose her feelings without a single word. The problem: most men are blind to these signs. They overthink, assume it's a coincidence, or brush it off as just being friendly. And that's why so many end up confused or stuck in the friend zone. But that ends today. Because once you understand these 7 undeniable signals, you'll never have to wonder again whether she quietly loves you. And trust me, number 7 is the one even the sharpest men overlook. Sign 1. She creates opportunities to be around you. One of the clearest signs a woman secretly loves you is how she always seems to just happen to be in your orbit. To most men, it looks like a chance. She lingers a little longer after everyone else leaves. She texts you about something small she could have solved herself, or she conveniently passes by your favorite spot at work or school. But the truth is, none of that is random. Women are intentional. If she wasn't interested, she would keep her distance. She wouldn't carve out time or rearrange her day to make sure she crosses paths with you. Yet when her heart leans toward you, she engineers small moments of connection, subtle, almost invisible, because saying it out loud feels too risky. Her presence becomes her unspoken confession. I remember a story a friend once shared about his university years. There was a girl in his class who always stayed behind after group study sessions. While everyone else packed up, she'd linger, asking if he needed help with his notes or simply chatting about something random. For weeks, he thought she was just being nice. But later, when they began dating, she admitted that those extra 5 minutes were never about the notes. They were her way of saying, "I like you," without saying it directly. This is where most men miss the signal. They brush it off as friendliness or worse, a coincidence. But the wise man, the Stoic man, sees through the disguise. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." The principle here is simple: pay attention. Life rarely shouts its truths, it whispers them. Her repeated presence is one of those whispers. Time is the most valuable resource anyone has, and she could spend hers anywhere, with anyone. Yet, she chooses to circle back into your world again and again. That is not small. That is not random. That is her way of quietly telling you that you matter more than you realize. So the next time she shows up, don't shrug it off. Don't let insecurity blind you to what's right in front of you. Notice it, respect it, and understand that her presence is not a coincidence. It's intention dressed as chance. Sign 2. She remembers the little things about you. One of the strongest clues that a woman secretly loves you is her uncanny ability to remember the details most people forget. You might casually mention your favorite snack, a book you've been meaning to read, or even a childhood memory you shared in passing, and weeks later, she brings it up again as if it was yesterday. She'll say something like, "Did you ever buy that book you mentioned?" Or, "I saw your favorite snack at the store today and thought of you." To most men, it feels like a small gesture, but in reality, it's a powerful signal. When a woman truly cares, her attention sharpens. She's not just hearing your words, she's storing them, replaying them, and weaving them into her understanding of who you are. This isn't about having a good memory, it's about emotional investment. A woman doesn't spend mental energy on a man she has no feelings for. If she remembers the small things, it's because you're not small to her. You've become important enough for her mind to hold on to. I once knew a man who casually told a woman at work about his dream to someday travel to Italy. Months later, on his birthday, she handed him a guidebook for Rome with a simple note inside: "For the future." He was stunned. He barely remembered mentioning it, but she had. And it wasn't because she cared about Italy, it was because she cared about him. That little act was her way of saying, "I see you, I value what matters to you, and I'm paying attention." Most men dismiss this, thinking, "Oh, she's just thoughtful. She's probably like that with everyone." But that's rarely true. Yes, some women are kind, but kindness is general. This kind of focused attention is specific. It's reserved for the man who matters most to her. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When she's constantly thinking of you, replaying your words, and remembering your stories, it's because her happiness is already tied in part to you. The Stoic man doesn't get flustered by this or rush to declare, "She must be in love." He notices calmly, appreciates quietly, and allows her subtle signals to unfold. He understands that her attention is not a coincidence. It's a mirror of where her heart is leaning. So when she remembers the little things you thought were forgettable, recognize it for what it is, her heart speaking in code. She's telling you that your world has become part of hers. And in love, that's never an accident. It's always intentional. Sign 3. She gets jealous in subtle ways. Another unmistakable sign that a woman secretly loves you is how she reacts when another woman enters the picture. Pay attention, because this is where her emotions betray her. A woman who has no feelings for you won't care if you're talking, laughing, or even flirting with someone else. But when she secretly loves you, even the smallest interaction can stir something inside her, and it shows, not in dramatic outbursts, but in subtle shifts. She might tease you about the other woman, pretending it's just a joke, but secretly fishing for answers. She might go quiet, her smile fading slightly as if something bothering her. Or she may suddenly change the subject, steering the conversation away because she doesn't want to confront what she's feeling. These little signals are easy to dismiss, but they are her heart saying, "I don't want to share your attention." I once heard a story about a man who hugged a female friend at a party. Out of the corner of his eye, he noticed another woman, someone who had always been close to him, look away quickly, then make a light comment. "Wow, you two seem close." On the surface, it was playful, but underneath it was envy wrapped in humor. Later, when he asked her about it, she admitted she wished it had been her in that moment. That small flicker of jealousy revealed a deeper truth she hadn't voiced. Most men misread this entirely. They think jealousy means a woman is controlling or insecure, but subtle jealousy isn't about control, it's about care. A woman only feels it when she fears losing something valuable. If you were just another guy, she wouldn't waste an ounce of energy worrying. The fact that her mood shifts, even slightly, is proof that you matter more than she wants you to know. The Stoics taught us to see beneath appearances. Seneca once wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." A wise man applies this here. He doesn't mock her feelings, he doesn't play games with her emotions, and he doesn't puff up his ego because she's bothered. Instead, he sees it for what it is, evidence of hidden affection. So the next time she gets quiet when another woman enters the scene, or makes a playful but pointed remark, don't ignore it. Don't confuse it with insecurity. Understand that jealousy is love wearing a mask. It's her heart confessing what her lips are not ready to say. And here's the truth. Women don't waste jealousy on men they don't care about. If she gets bothered, even in the smallest, most controlled ways, it's because her emotions are already invested. That flicker of jealousy is her silent way of saying, "I want to be the one who has your full attention." Sign 4. She finds reasons to touch you. One of the clearest giveaways that a woman secretly loves you is the way she bridges the physical gap. She may never come out and say, "I want you," but her touch will speak for her. It shows up in little gestures, a playful nudge, brushing her hand against yours, adjusting your collar, or holding on to a hug just a second longer than necessary. These moments may seem small, but they're never random. Women guard their space around men they don't care about. If she keeps reaching out to you physically, it's because attraction is spilling through in ways she can't completely hide. I once knew a man who joked with a woman in his office. Every time she would tap his arm as she laughed. At first, he thought nothing of it, but weeks later, he realized she never did that with anyone else. Her touch was her way of drawing closer, safely disguised as playfulness. The Stoic man does overreact. He doesn't treat one touch as a marriage proposal, and he doesn't brush it off as meaningless. He simply notices. He understands that her body is saying what her voice isn't ready to. I feel connected to you. And that's the truth. Women don't touch casually when love is absent. When she keeps finding ways to close that distance, she's not just being friendly, she's leaving a silent love letter on your skin. Sign 5. She opens up about her personal life. When a woman begins to let you into her inner world, it's one of the strongest signs she secretly loves you. Most women guard their emotions carefully. They'll laugh, joke, and keep things light with people they don't feel deeply connected to. But when she starts sharing her fears, her dreams, her family stories, or even her struggles, it means she trusts you with pieces of her that not everyone gets to see. I remember a friend telling me about a woman he was close to. At first, their conversations were casual, movies, music, small talk. But over time, she started sharing about her childhood, her insecurities, and even her biggest ambitions. Later, she admitted that opening up was her way of testing if he could handle her vulnerability. That's when he realized she didn't just like him, she was already emotionally invested. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony." When she trusts you enough to share her reality, both the good and the messy, she's inviting you into that harmony. A Stoic man doesn't panic, dismiss, or joke away her openness. He listens, creates safety, and understands that her honesty is not casual. It's her quiet way of saying, "You matter enough for me to be real with you." Sign 6. She supports you more than anyone else. One of the clearest signs a woman secretly loves you is the way she becomes your biggest supporter. She may not say the words out loud, but her actions will show it. When you talk about your goals, she listens closely. When you doubt yourself, she reminds you of your strengths. And when you succeed, she celebrates harder than anyone else. I once knew a man who shared his dream of starting a business. Most people brushed it off, but one woman kept checking in, asking about his progress, encouraging him when things got tough. Later, he realized her support wasn't casual, it was love in motion. The truth is, friends might pat you on the back, but a woman who quietly loves you invests herself in your journey. Your wins feel like her wins, and your struggles weigh on her too. Seneca once wrote, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." When she stands by you, urging you forward, she's showing more than friendship. She's revealing where her heart is. A Stoic man doesn't take this for granted. He notices, appreciates, and understands that her support is her unspoken confession. Sign 7. She imagines a future with you. The final and most powerful sign that a woman secretly loves you is when she starts weaving you into her vision of tomorrow. She may not say, "I want a future with you," outright, but she'll drop hints, suggesting places you should visit together, imagining what life would be like if you lived somewhere by the beach, or casually talking about concerts or trips months down the line with you included. To the untrained ear, it sounds like harmless talk. But here's the truth. Women don't build futures with men they don't care about. If she's picturing you in her plans, even hypothetically, it's because she already sees you as more than just the present moment. I remember a story of a man whose female friend often said things like, "When you buy your dream car, I'm calling shotgun first," or "If you ever move abroad, I'm visiting." At first, he thought it was just playful, but in time, he realized those words weren't casual. They were windows into how she imagined life with him in it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Her thoughts of the future are already colored by you. That's no accident. It's her heart speaking ahead of her words. A Stoic man doesn't rush into fantasy, nor does he dismiss it. He calmly notices that if she envisions tomorrow with him, it's because she already loves him today. At the end of the day, a woman who secretly loves you doesn't always declare it with words. She reveals it through actions. She finds reasons to be near you, remembers the little things you thought were forgettable, reacts with quiet jealousy, reaches for touch, opens her heart, supports your growth, and even imagines a future with you. Most men miss these signals because they're too distracted, insecure, or quick to dismiss what's right in front of them. But a man who is calm, present, and grounded will notice. He'll see that love is rarely shouted, it's whispered. And in those whispers, her heart is already yours. The only question is, are you strong enough to recognize it and claim it? If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to the Modern Stoic for more timeless lessons on life, love, and self-mastery. Drop a comment with your thoughts or experiences. Hit that like button if you found value here, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because wisdom grows when it's shared, and the more we learn to notice life's quiet signals, the stronger and more centered we all become.